Nesting around the edges of the North Atlantic. This puffin is sought after by birdwatchers who visit Maine or eastern Canada in summer. At its colonies, the bird may fly back to its nest carrying a dozen small fish lined up in its bill, making us wonder how the puffin holds onto 10 slippery fish while grabbing 2 more. Gregarious at its nesting sites, the Atlantic puffin is often solitary in winter, far from land on the open ocean. Conservation status. Major declines during 19th century were owing to overharvesting of eggs and adults. During 20th century, continued to decrease at southern end of breeding range in both North America and Europe. Vulnerable to introduction of predators, such as rats, to nesting islands. An ambitious Audubon project to reintroduce puffins on former nesting islands off Maine, started in the 1970s, has been a major success. However, at the southernmost colonies, puffins have poor breeding success in warm water years, which are becoming more frequent as the climate heats up. Family auks, murres, puffins habitat coastal and offshore waters, open sea. Colonial. Breeds in burrows and among rocks of sea islands. Favors cool or cold waters off North America. Outside of breeding season, usually well offshore, even far out in mid-ocean. Nests on islands where nesting sites provided by soil for burrows or crevices among rocks. Feeding behavior. Forages while swimming underwater. Does most foraging within 50 feet of surface, but can dive to about 200. Eggs 1, rarely 2. Probably laid by 2 females, white. Sometimes faintly marked with brown, purple. Incubation is by both sexes. Female may do more, 36 to 45 days. Usually 39 to 42. Young. Both parents feed nestlings, carrying fish in bill. May feed fish directly to young at first, later drop them on floor of nest. Young leave nest usually 38 to 44 days after hatching. Usually leave at night, flying directly out to sea. Young. Both parents feed nestlings, carrying fish in bill. May feed fish directly to young at first, later drop them on floor of nest. Young leave nest usually 38 to 44 days after hatching. Usually leave at night, flying directly out to sea. Diet. Fish, crustaceans. Food brought to young in nest is mostly small fish, especially sand lance, herring, capelin, cod, many others. Diet of adults, especially in winter, poorly known. In addition to fish, may include many crustaceans, such as euphausiid shrimp, mysids, copepods, as well as mollusks and marine worms. Nesting usually first breeds at about 5 years. Breeds in colonies. Birds often have same mates each year. In courtship, male repeatedly flicks head up and back so that bill points up. May continue for minutes. Members of pair swing bills sideways, clashing them together repeatedly. Nest site is in burrow 3–7 feet long, or in natural crevice or under rocks. Sometimes one entrance leads to side branches and multiple nests. Both sexes help excavate. Nest in chamber in burrow usually has sparse lining of grass, feathers. Migration in North American waters. Winters from edge of pack ice south to Maryland, far offshore, mostly just seaward from edge of continental shelf. has strayed south to Florida. European birds may move into warmer waters, reaching western Mediterranean and northwest Africa.